If you want to make scheduling effortless for yourself and your clients, then you'll love the Google Calendar feature that I'm showing you in this video. Hi there, I'm Sharon, a virtual assistant for over 15 years and your Google Workspace go-to guide for simple, clear tips that make running your business so much smoother. Now today, we're looking at a brilliant feature inside Google Calendar called booking pages. They're great for virtual assistants, coaches, consultants, or anyone who books calls with clients. I'm going to show you what they are, how to use them, and why I've recently cancelled my own Calendly account in favour of using these booking pages. So if you're ready, then let's get started. So booking pages let you create a clean, professional, public link where clients can book time with you without all those back and forth emails. Your clients see your availability, they choose a slot, and Google Calendar handles the rest. It feels very Calendly, but it's already built into your Google account. And a quick note, booking pages are available for all Google accounts. So even if you use a free Gmail account, you can still create a booking page in your Google Calendar, but there are limitations. For example, you can only create one booking page. However, if you use a paid business standard or higher Google Workspace plan, then you've got access to the full booking page experience. Things like taking payments with the booking, syncing with multiple calendars if you've got more than one Google account, and being able to create as many booking pages as you like. So let me show you how it all works. Now I'm using my paid business standard workspace account so I can show you what's available to you if you're on the same plan. But I will point out the difference between this and a free account as we go along. Now there are two ways to create a booking page. You can either click on the big Create button in the top left corner of your calendar and choose Appointment Schedule, or you can click on the plus icon next to where it says Booking Pages down the left-hand side of your calendar. The first thing to do is give it a name. So what type of meeting or call is the booking page for? For example, you could call it Discovery Call, Client Onboarding, VA Support Check-in, and so on. Then set your meeting duration, 15, 30, 45 minutes, whatever you like. You can also set your own custom length if you want to. Next, set your availability. So you can set your own hours for this specific meeting type. Now this is great if you only want discovery calls in the mornings or client calls in the afternoons, for example. And if you want to set the same time each day, simply set it for the first day and then click on the icon over on the far right, which will copy time to all. If you want to set multiple blocks of time throughout the day, click on the plus icon to add another period to the day. If you want to remove any times, simply click on the unavailable icon here. Now you've also got the option of repeating this schedule every week, which is shown by the Repeat Weekly button here. If you don't want to repeat it, then choose Does Not Repeat. Or you can choose your own recurrence by clicking on Custom and setting up how often you want it to repeat. Now as you're making changes, you'll see a live preview of this schedule in your calendar over on the right hand side. So next is the scheduling window. So this is where you set how far in the future people can book, and also the minimum lead time that people can schedule an appointment with you. If this schedule is just for a specific date range, then this is where you would also add in start and end dates. Next is adjusted availability. So this is where you can override the schedule on a particular date. For example, we can say there's no availability at all next Tuesday. The next section is where you can add in buffer times. So this automatically creates breathing space between calls so your day doesn't look like a game of Tetris. You can also set a maximum number of bookings per day if you wanted to. And you've got the option of allowing people to invite others to the appointment. Moving on to the calendar section. Now, if you're on a free account, it will only use the calendar that you're setting the booking page for. If you want it to check other calendars for availability, then you need to upgrade to a paid account. And if you're on a paid business standard or higher workspace account, then you can also add a co-host to your schedule. Just type their name in here and select the right person. Now the next page is where you add the details of the booking page. So you have your page photo and name, which is taken from your actual Google account. So if you want to change it, then you'll need to do that from your main Google account page. The next section is where you add the location of the meeting. So you can choose a Google Meet video call, a physical location for an in-person meeting, a phone call, or you can leave it blank and add something after the booking is made. Add in a description, so anything that's helpful to the person booking the call. Now this is shown on the booking page as well as in the confirmation email after they've booked. The booking form is where they fill in their details, things like name, email address, etc. You can also add in your own questions by clicking on Add an Item and choosing Custom Item. So this is ideal if you need to know something about them before your call. Now the next section is for paid business standard or higher accounts only, and this is where you can set up your payments through Stripe and you can set up a cancellation policy. If you have a free or paid business starter account, then you don't see the payments section and move straight on to the confirmation and reminders section. So this section just tells you that you both receive a confirmation email with the calendar invitation. And if you're on a paid business standard or higher account, then you've also got the option here to add up to 5 email reminders, and you can set them to go whenever you want to. Then hit save and your booking page is all set up. So to share the page, you can grab the booking link, which you can quickly find when you hover over the booking page name on the left-hand side of your calendar. If you click on the 3 dots next to it, you'll see more options available to you, and you can quickly preview the page by clicking here. So as this is my business standard workspace account, it means I can create as many booking pages as I like. You can see here I've got a list of all my booking pages for each of my packages that I offer. However, if you're on a free or business starter account, then you will only be able to create 1 booking page, which may be all that you need, but it's something to bear in mind before you start. Another useful feature is to set up a time to meet in Gmail. So if you've got a free Google account or on the paid business starter account, then you can click the set up a time to meet icon at the bottom of the email and choose your booking page that way. It will automatically include it in the email itself, so the recipient can just click on the book a time link and it will open up the booking page for them. And for those of you on a business standard account, you've got something slightly different, which is Gemini powered, and that's the help me schedule icon. So Gemini will go into your calendar and pull times that you're free and add them into the email. If you want to insert your booking page instead, simply click on the 3 dots and choose your booking page from the list. And job done. So I recently decided to make use of the Google Calendar booking pages, and I cancelled my own paid Calendly subscription. I realised I was doubling up on payments. Why was I paying for Calendly when my paid Google Workspace account already included booking pages? And because my Workspace is a business standard account, it meant I already had access to all these additional features. So it was a no-brainer. But if you're on the fence about whether to use Calendly or Google Calendar, then here are a few quick reasons why I think you should choose Google Calendar. Number 1, it's already built into your calendar. There's no need for extra logins, no need for add-ons, it's all already there. Number 2, it automatically syncs with Google Meet. Now I know some of you don't like Google Meet, so this may be a deal breaker for you, but you could always work around that and include a link to your Zoom in the description or add it to the calendar event after the booking has been made. Number 3, it's included in your Workspace plan for business standard or higher. Again, this is a no-brainer. If you're already paying for a Workspace plan, then make use of it. Now I know that not everyone will ditch Calendly, and I get it, but at least give this a try and see what you think. You might be pleasantly surprised. Now I know everybody is different and has different working styles and so on, but if you like using Google Calendar already and don't like all the back and forth emails trying to schedule calls in, then give booking pages a go and let me know in the comments how you get on. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and share it with others. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye for now.